My name is Elena Ward. I'm 33 and I run operations for a restaurant group that seats 3,600 guests a week across 5 locations. I know how a check moves from kitchen to table the way most people know how to tie their shoes. So, when my parents called after 4 years of total silence and invited me to dinner to make amends, I should have asked one question before I said yes. Who's really at that table? I didn't ask. I drove 40 minutes to the Aurelia room, walked through the front doors, and
The
found
concept
18
focuses on
members of my
high-end avocado
family
toasts and
already
bottomless
seated
mimosas.
around
And the
a
projected
long
profit
table
margins, how
covered
sensitive
in
are they to
seafood
supplier
towers,
price changes?
dry
I understand the
aged
opportunity, but I can't
tomahawk
take that risk
steaks,
right now. I
and
won't
a
be co-signing the loan.
$520
If you won't
bottle
support
of
your family,
Barolo
then you can
Reserva
leave.
they'd started
I
pouring
always thought I was
before I
helping,
pulled
but
into
I
the
see now I
parking
was
lot.
just trying to keep the peace.
My father looked
It's
up
the
from the
fixer
head of the
pattern.
table, smiled,
Look, I'm serious.
and
This
said
whole
what
dinner
I had
feels like an
spent my
ambush. Be
whole
careful.
life earning.
I appreciate the warning,
You're
Ray. I'll be
taking care
fine.
of this, right? After
We're
all
completely
these
out of the halibut,
years,
and the garnish
you
prep
owe
is running
us
late.
that much.
I need authorization to
He
substitute
thought
immediately.
he'd cornered
Understood.
me.
Use the
He
cod, I'll
hadn't
handle the
counted
rest.
on the 2 sentences I was about to whisper to our waiter, or on what his own credit card was about to tell the entire family 15 minutes later. Welcome back to Calm Drama Stories, where ordinary people face
Look who
impossible
finally
family
arrived!
moments and walk
Right on
out
time,
with their
as
dignity
always.
intact. If you've ever been the one expected to pay, to
The
fix,
Aurelia room certainly
to stay
lives up to its
quiet,
reputation.
this
Indeed.
story is for you.
I believe I see the
Drop
senator
a
over in the
comment
corner.
and be sure to
Right this way, Miss
subscribe.
Ward. Your family is
But
already
let
seated.
me back up a few
Elena,
weeks
darling,
before
you
the
made
dinner.
it. Come sit next to me. Hello, Mother. It's
Before
good
the
to see
parking
you all.
lot full of cars I recognized, before my father tried to hand me a bill the size of a mortgage payment. I need to tell you who I was the iski. Morning the invitation arrived because that's the version of me they were counting on, and the version I'd already stopped being. I manage 4 restaurants, not own, manage.
Oh, that's a wonderful
I built
story,
my way
darling.
up from bussing tables at a steakhouse
always
in
tell it
Cincinnati
best, Mother.
when I was 17, still smelling
I'll
like
just have a club
fryer
soda with
oil
lime,
on the
please.
school bus the next morning. Hostess at 19, server at 21, floor manager by 24, regional operations director by 30. I am not rich. I have a quiet townhouse that's
It's
paid
lovely
off.
that you could join us,
A
Elena. We
retirement
barely
account.
see you since you became
I
so
never touch.
terribly busy.
And exactly one indulgence.
We will require
club soda
another
with
bottle
lime.
of the 2018
Still or
Barolo
sparkling?
Reserva immediately.
That's what I
Certainly,
order
sir.
when I eat out, every single time. My staff thinks it's a quirk. It's not. When you grow up paying for everyone else's emergency,
If you'll excuse me for a moment.
you learn
course,
to keep
dear.
your own tab
We were
small
just
enough to
discussing the
walk away
merger.
from. That morning, I was in my office reviewing a vendor contract for import olive oil. The kind of Tuesday that makes you forget not everyone's life runs on spreadsheets and powers. My phone buzzed. I glanced down and felt something cold settle behind my ribs. 3 years of silence.
Let's
And there
splurge
it
before
was.
Elena gets here.
Yes,
A
the
notification
lobster
from the group
especially.
chat
We deserve
I'd
it.
been removed from the day
Order
I
now,
became
she's
the
leaving
family's
soon.
villain. Family had added me back. I stared at that notification for a full minute before I opened it.
To the
Family.
happiest couple I know.
The little red heart emoji
Cheers.
my mother had picked out
Oh,
6
Victor,
years
you
ago
always say the
when she
sweetest
created the
things.
group. Back
I was
when
hoping
it
you
was
could
used
clarify
for
what
sharing
happened with the brunch
Thanksgiving.
bar, Ava.
Recipes
I'm sure it's
and
nothing.
photos of Ava's dog. I hadn't seen that
So,
heart in
Victor,
4 years.
How is the,
The
cabinet
chat history
installation
was
business
clean,
doing these days?
nothing above my mother's newest message, which
Elena
meant
Ward is treating
they'd either
everyone.
cleared it or, more likely, they had a second group without me the whole time.
So tell us about the
Mom's
promotion,
message
Elena.
was
What exactly
warm,
do you do now?
Careful.
I manage the
almost
financials and
rehearsed.
operations for 5 of the
She said
company's
she
restaurants.
and Dad
The
had been
torte
doing a
looks
lot
exquisite.
of reflecting and wanted to
We simply
invite
had
me
to try
dinner
both, darling.
at
And the
E-
red complements the
Aurelia
chocolate
room to start
perfectly.
healing as a family.
You are
Just
taking
the
care
4
of
of
this.
us. She wrote, her, Dad, me, and Ava. A small dinner, a fresh start. Then a second message. 30 seconds later, with the line that should have told me everything. Family takes care of family. Sweetheart, it's time we remembered that.
Gentlemen,
Family
thank you for
takes
meeting
care
on
of
such
family.
short notice. We need
She
to
used to
discuss the
say
revised
that when
terms
I
before
was
the merger.
19.
Of course,
and she
Elena.
needed
What are your
a-
concerns?
My server
I am
tapes
not
to
the
cover
host,
the
and I will
electric
not
bill.
cover the table.
She said it when I was 23 and Dad needed a co-signer on the truck.
If you could please split
She
just
said
the
it
club
when
soda onto
Ava's
my
first
card and
apartment
add a
fell
strong
through,
tip for the staff.
and
Of
I
course, right
quietly
away.
paid the deposit. Family
Thank
takes
you.
care of
We
family
appreciate your
had
business.
always meant
Have a good
one
day.
thing in my house. Elena takes care of family. I read the message
The merger
twice.
is proceeding
I
exactly as
noticed
planned,
my mother
Marlene.
hadn't.
Yes, but we must consider the
sorry.
tax implications of the new
She
fiscal
hadn't
year.
said we were wrong. She'd said it was time to heal. Passive voice, no subject, no one responsible. I typed back, I'll be there. Then I set my phone face down on the desk and went back to the olive oil contract, pretending my hands weren't shaking. 3 years ago, my sister Ava decided to open a brunch bar.
Excuse
Not a
me, Mr.
business
Ward.
plan,
It
not
seems
a
the first
market
card was
study,
declined.
a brunch bar. Because she'd seen one in Charleston with exposed brick and a natural menu and thought I could do that. She was 26, had never managed so much as a lemonade stand, and needed a $68,000 startup loan. The bank said yes, with a cosigner. That cosigner was supposed to be me. Mom called on a Sunday.
I am
Dad
not the
sat
bill
beside her,
and never was.
arms folded, already angry before I'd answered. Ava
What did we do
needed the
for you in 4 years?
loan. The brunch bar was her dream. I had good credit, a stable job,
You
a
always
history
do
of
this,
saying
Elena.
yes.
You make everything
Just
about
sign
yourself.
the papers, Elena. I asked
wanna
to
be
see the
upfront.
business plan first.
I read the dinner
Ava
plan
didn't
messages.
have one. I asked about her projected
We won't be
margins,
paying the bill
her
tonight,
lease terms,
but I've scheduled a
her
meeting with a
supplier
financial
contracts.
counselor who can offer real
Ava
help.
stared at me like I'd insulted
Family
her
takes care of
cooking.
family. Why was I the
Mom's
only one
voice
who
went
ever
flat.
did?
She's your sister. You don't need a spreadsheet to love your sister.
Elena,
I
I
said
just wanted to
no.
thank you again for
Not
everything. It
because
means a
I
lot.
didn't love Ava,
Of course, Elias.
I
I'm
did.
glad I could help.
but I'd spent enough years in the restaurant industry watching people pour savings into concepts with no foundation. And I knew what $68,000 of someone else's debt looks like at 3 a.m. when the brunch bar is dark and the loan is still due. Dad stood up. He pointed at the door and said the thing that closed it for 4 years. If you won't help this family, you're not part of it. I drove home. The next morning, I'd been removed from family. Nobody called, nobody texted. For 4 years, I was the daughter who chose boundaries over rescuing a fantasy. Here's the part that's hard to admit.
Careful with that side, Victor.
The silence
I know what I'm doing,
almost
Marlene.
broke
Where
me.
should we set it?
Not because they were right. I knew they weren't. Because I missed being needed. That's the real wound. And it
Okay,
took
so
me 2
Ava is on
years
nights for the
and
next
a
2 weeks.
therapist named
Victor,
Dr.
your shift
Patel
remains
to
the
name
same.
it properly.
Any questions on the new rotation?
I had been the family fixer since I was 17. First paycheck went to groceries. Tax refund went to mom's dental work. When dad's transmission blew, I paid for the rebuild and told him it was covered under warranty because I knew he'd never accept a handout from his 22-year-old daughter. When Ava got married, I covered the florist, the photographer, and half the reception.
I need those
And I
plates cleared
smiled
now.
while
Let's
Mom
go.
gave the toast about raising
2 steaks for table
strong
7.
girls. 2 strong girls. One
That's
bill.
disappointing.
I didn't do it
It was a
because
slow
I'm
night,
generous.
Mother.
I did it because I'd learned. Somewhere around
A brunch
age
bar is
15,
exactly what
that
this
the
town needs.
fastest way
The projections
to
are
keep the peace
incredible.
in my
I see
family
that. But
was
what about
to
the
make
initial
sure
capital
nobody
raise,
had
Ava?
to ask twice.
I
Ask
understand
once.
your disappointment,
Elena pays.
but I can't co-sign the
Everyone's
startup
happy.
loan.
dinner is quiet.
I always thought it
trained
was my
them.
job to make
I
everyone
taught
happy.
my parents that my wallet
I
was
see
a
now
vending machine.
I'm the fixer.
Insert
I mediate.
gift,
Elena, listen to
receive
me.
check,
This dinner
and
tonight,
when
it
the
feel like an
machine
ambush.
finally said
An
out
ambush.
of order,
What
they
makes
didn't
you say that?
troubleshoot it. They
We have a
unplugged
major
it
problem with
and
the
walked
halibut
away.
supply for the main course.
So,
All right.
when mom's message
I'll handle it
popped
immediately.
up after 4
Keep the
years,
service moving.
family takes care of family. Sweetheart, I felt the old reflex fire in my chest like a muscle I hadn't stretched in years. Go, fix it, pay whatever it costs, make it quiet again. But I also heard Dr. Patel's voice, steady as a metronome. You
Welcome
taught
to
them
the
you would
Aurelia
always
room.
pay. That was your mistake to fix.
We have a reservation for
Not by
4
paying
under
more,
Ward.
but by stopping. My coworker
Right this way,
Ray
Miss
told
Ward.
me not.
Elena, darling, we're so glad
She
you could
sat
join
across
us.
from me at lunch the
Mother
day
was just
after
telling
the
the funniest
invitation
story
and
about the
said,
neighbors.
Elena,
Victor, put down the menu.
this
Everyone
has
is waiting.
ambush
They
written
can wait,
all
Marlene.
over it.
Elena isn't here. All the more reason
And
to
I
begin.
remember laughing because
Elena,
Ray had
darling,
never
you
even
finally
met my
arrived.
family.
We are so
And
happy
she
you're
could
here.
see it clearer
Thank
than
you,
I
Mother.
could.
It's good to see
My
everyone.
sous chef
Your
Jonah
father
said the
insisted
same
on
thing.
carving this himself.
Shorter. Don't.
Only the best for my
But
family,
I'd
Mother.
already decided. Not because I believed
Oh, stop
them.
it. That is too
Not because
funny.
I expected an apology.
I remember when you did that.
I wanted to sit across from my parents and
It wasn't my
find out
fault.
whether 4 years had changed anything, or whether the silence had just been a longer version of the same conversation we'd always had.
Your mother mentioned you're still at the same
One
job.
where I was expected to
How
listen,
wonderful to have such
agree,
stability.
and pay. I wanted
We will
closure,
require another bottle
even
of the
if closure
2018
meant
Barolo
confirming
Riserva,
the door was
Elias.
nailed shut.
Only the best for my family.
There was something else, too.
That strap is barely
And I'm
holding
going
on.
to be honest about it because I
We can't
think
have
some
people
of you will
seeing that,
understand.
darling.
I missed my mother.
Please
Not
excuse
the
me
mother
for a
who
moment.
orchestrated, not the one who kept score. The one who taught me to make cornbread in a cast iron skillet when I was 9 and sang along with Carole King while the butter melted. That mother hadn't called in 4 years either, but some nights I still heard the Carole King. So I told Ray I was going. I told Jonah I'd be fine. I told myself the same thing and almost believed it.
She
I
always
set
ruins
one
the
rule,
fun.
one dinner. Civil
It's only
voices,
extravagant
no
if we
money,
enjoy it,
no
darling.
rescue, and if it felt wrong, I'd leave before dessert. I wrote it on a sticky note and pressed it to my ear. Steering wheel
How
the
is the
morning
cabinet
of.
installation
One
business
dinner,
doing, Victor?
one boundary.
I heard things
then
were slowing
home.
down recently.
That sticky note was still there when
Elena
I
Ward
pulled
is
into
treating
the Aurelia
everyone.
Room's parking lot and counted the cars. I dressed simple on purpose.
So tell
Black
us, how many
slacks,
people do you
a
manage
grey
now?
blouse
Well,
wear
I
to vendor
oversee
meetings,
all
flat
financials and
shoes,
operations for the
no
5
jewelry
restaurant division.
except a small
This
silver
pistachio
watch I
is
bought
absolutely
myself.
superb.
Isn't it? You
The
always
year
pick
I
the best
made
places,
regional
darling.
director,
I prefer the torte myself.
not because I wanted to
Richer.
impress anyone,
Elena,
but because I'd earned it.
you are taking
and
care of
it
this.
kept good time, and that felt like enough. I didn't want to walk into the Aurelia room looking like I was performing. My family already thought I flaunted my success. The truth was, I drove a 9-year-old Honda and meal prepped on Sundays like half of America.
I understand your
The drive
reservations, but this affects
took
the
40
entire
minutes.
family. We need
I
to find
played no
common ground
music.
before the board meeting
My
tomorrow.
hands stayed at 10
I
o'clock
am not
and
the
2
host,
o'clock,
Marcus, and I will not
somewhere
be covering
around the
the
highway
table.
merge. My stomach started to tighten in a way I recognized.
I'd like to split just my club
The same
soda,
feeling
and
I
please
get
add a generous tip
when
for
a
the
walk-in
staff.
cooler
course.
fails on a Friday
Right away.
night. And I know the next 6 hours
go.
are
Thank
going
you
to
again.
hurt.
You're welcome.
Instinct. My body knew something my brain was still
The
negotiating.
terms are
with.
non-negotiable, Marlene.
I almost turned around at the
Look who
exit
finally
ramp.
decided to join us.
Almost.
Did you
But I
finalize the
thought
details?
about that cornbread and I thought about Dr. Patel's voice and I kept driving. The Aurelia room sat at the end of a strip of shops I hadn't visited in years. The expensive side of town, the kind of place where the parking lot is landscaped and the hostesses wear all black. Dad's truck was in the third row.
The first card
Mom's
was
sedan
declined, sir.
next to it. Fine. Then I saw Aunt Ruth's white Buick, Uncle Harold's SUV, Ava's hatchback with the bumper sticker from the brunch bar that had closed 11 months after it opened. 3 more cars I recognized. 2 I didn't. My stomach dropped before I even opened the door.
You can't just walk away
Just
from
the
this,
4
Elena.
of
We
us,
need you.
Mom had written. I counted 9 vehicles.
My decision is final,
I sat in
Father.
my car for 2 full minutes.
I am not the
Engine
bill
off,
and never was.
hands on the wheel. Reading that sticky note. 1 dinner,
What
1
did they do
boundary,
for her in 4
then
years?
home. The smart thing would have been to reverse
You have to
out
make
of the
everything
lot
about
and
yourself,
drive the
Elena.
40 minutes back to my
Everything.
condo and eat
Ava,
leftover soup.
that is not
and never
fair.
think about the Ward family reunion I
Don't worry
hadn't
about the
been
dinner
invited
plans.
to,
I've
or
already seen the
apparently
messages.
had been invited to without being told the guest list. But I got
I
out.
understand the situation is difficult, but
straightened
writing
my
this
blouse.
check won't solve the
I
underlying
locked the
issues.
car and walked
I've
towards
arranged
the
for a financial
entrance.
counselor to help.
Because I was
Family
32
takes care of
years
family.
old
Why was
and
I
I'd
the
spent
only one
4
who ever
years
did?
learning how not to run, and I was not going to start running again in a restaurant parking lot on a Friday evening. The front doors were heavy glass with brass handles.
Thank you, Elena.
The
That
kind
really means
that
a lot to me.
whisper.
Of course, Elias.
Entrees start at
I'm glad I could help.
$42 before you even see a menu. Inside, the lobby smelled like rosemary and warm bread and money. A hostess in a black dress smiled and checked her screen. Ward? I nodded. She nodded back. Your party's already seated. She said it the way hostesses say things when they've been dealing with a large group for an hour and are trying very hard not to look stressed. I recognized the expression. I'd worn it myself 1,000 times. She grabbed a menu, just one, and led me toward the
official.
back of the dining room.
Victor's business completely failed.
Hear them
They're
before I
downsizing,
could see
Elena.
them.
They lost the
Laughter,
house.
Clinking glasses.
There we are. Fits perfectly.
My
Yes, it
Aunt Ruth's
does.
unmistakable
Though I'm not
laugh
sure where the sofa
cutting
will
through the
go.
murmur
We'll make
of
room,
every
Mother.
other table. 1 dinner, 1 boundary, then home. I turned the corner and saw the table. 18 chairs.
I've adjusted the
Every
rotation
single
for the
one
guard
filled
manger station.
except the
Make sure you
one
confirm
at
your
the
shifts
far
on the tablet
end.
by tonight.
Yes, Chef.
Directly
Understood.
across from my father. The table stretched the entire length of the private dining alcove. White linen, heavy silverware, candles in low crystal holders. There were platters I could identify from 10 feet away. Seafood towers fanned across crushed ice, dry-aged tomahawk sliders on a tiered stand, a charcuterie board the size of a coffee table, and in the center, a bottle of wine.
Order up,
I
table 12,
recognized from
behind,
vendor
hot
tastings.
soup.
I need
A
that cleared now.
2018 Barolo Reserva, retail around $520, already half empty. They'd been here a while. They'd been ordering hard.
So this is the layout for the main
hostess
dining
paused
area.
at
I
the
really
edge
want to
of the
focus on natural
alcove
light and
and
communal
glanced at
tables.
me
And what about
with a
the
look
projected
that
quarterly
translated
profits based on this
perfectly
seating
across
arrangement?
every
I understand the
restaurant
risk,
I've
but I cannot
ever
co-sign
worked
for
in.
the startup.
After everything we've done,
Good
this
luck.
is how you repay us.
Then
Get
she
out!
leaned closer and said quietly,
I keep trying to fix
"Your
everyone
father
else's
put a card
problems.
down to hold the
That's the
reservation.
pattern, isn't it?
Just so you know.
I am the
We
family
require
fixer.
one for parties over 12.
Elena, you have to listen.
I filed
this
that
dinner
sentence
feels like an
the way I
ambush. They're
file
planning
every
something.
operational
I
detail.
understand, Ray. I'll be ready for it.
Silently, completely.
We are completely backed up on
Permanently.
table 7, Chef.
His
The
card
garnish
was on
station is
fire.
down, and Thomas just
He'd
walked out.
secured the
Okay,
table,
I am on it.
and yet, somehow, I already knew the bill wasn't supposed to land on him. My mother saw me first. She stood up with both arms open and every headed. The table turned. Elena. Oh, sweetheart, look at you. Applause. Actual applause. Like I was a returning soldier and not the daughter they'd ghosted for 1,000 days. Uncle Harold whistled. Aunt Ruth dabbed her eyes with a cloth napkin. Ava raised her wine glass and smiled the kind of smile that has teeth but no warmth. 18 people?
Honestly,
seafood,
Father, I don't know why you
and
expected her to show
dry-aged
up this time.
tomahawk, and a
She always does
$520
this.
bottle of
There you
Barolo
are, darling. We
Reserva.
missed you so much.
Just the four of us, Mom had written.
It's good to see
I
you
sat
too,
down.
Mother.
What else do you do when 18 people are watching you and the chair is already pulled out and a waiter is pouring
It's so
water
good to
into
finally have
your
everyone
glass
together
before
again.
your purse hits the floor? I
Absolutely.
sat
We
down
must do this more
and
often.
I smiled
Just a
because
club
that's
soda with
what
lime,
15
please.
years
Certainly,
of
madam.
front of house training gives you. The ability to smile while
The merger is proceeding
your
exactly as
brain is
planned.
running threat
Yes,
assessment
but we
at
must
full
consider the
speed.
tax implications of the
Mom
overseas
settled
assets.
back into her seat, beaming.
It's so lovely you could
We
finally
wanted
make it, dear.
to be a surprise.
We barely
the
see
whole
you since you
family
got so
together,
terribly busy
just
with
like
work.
old times.
Yes,
I
we will
thought it was
require
just the
another
four of
bottle
us,
of the 2018
I said.
Barolo Reserva.
Mom
Ensure
waved
it is
her
decanted
hand
properly
like she was
this time.
swatting a fly. Well, once Linda heard, and then Greg, and then your cousin Tara. It just
If
grew.
you'll excuse me for a moment.
You know how family is. I knew exactly how family was. I scanned the table. Dad sat at the head, carving a dry-aged tomahawk slider like it was Thanksgiving turkey. Ava sat to his left, phone in one hand, wine in the other, scrolling something I couldn't see. Aunt Ruth and Uncle Harold anchored the middle. Cousins I hadn't spoken to since a Thanksgiving 5 years ago filled the rest. Cole, Nora, Jake, two wives I'd met once, and Aunt Ruth's neighbor, who I'd never seen before in my life. But
the new
who was
ventures, may they be as
apparently eating
fulfilling as
seafood
this
on
meal.
whatever occasion this was.
Careful now, Father. Don't
The
spill
wine
your
was
secrets
flowing.
before
The
dessert.
platters were half demolished.
Ava,
They'd
let's
been
discuss
here
the
at
brunch
least
bar.
an hour before
What
I
exactly
arrived,
happened in the final
and
months?
they'd ordered everything on the menu that didn't require
So tell
a
us,
second mortgage.
how is the cabinet installation business doing, Victor?
Mom leaned
Are
across
the
and
margins still
squeezed my
holding
hand.
up with the new tariffs?
See? Family takes
Elena
care
is
of
treating
family.
everyone tonight.
There it was again. The same 5 words, delivered with the same warm
So
packaging.
tell us about this promotion,
aimed
Elena.
at the same target.
I manage the
I
financials
squeezed
and
back
operations
said
for
nothing.
5 restaurants
I was
across the
counting
region
plates.
now. This
My
torte is
father
excellent.
is the kind of man who orders for the table.
Father always has
not
good taste.
asks, orders. He waved the waiter over,
Elena,
a young guy barely
you are
out
taking
of his
care of
teens,
this.
who looked like he was running on caffeine and anxiety, and rattled off additions without glancing at a menu. Another round of the seafood towers, 2 more dry-aged tomahawk plates, and bring another bottle of that Barolo Reserva. The Grand
The
Cru,
Ward family
the
appreciates your
good
time.
one.
Now,
he said.
regarding the outstanding shares,
good
I
one.
believe we have a resolution that
Loud
satisfies
enough for
all
the
parties
tables on
involved.
either side of us to hear.
I am not the host,
Dad
and I will
pulled
not
his
cover
credit
the
card
table.
from his wallet and held it between 2 fingers like a magician, showing the
Could we
audience
please split
a
just the
coin
club
before
soda from the
trick.
main bill? And please
Put
add a
it all
generous
on
tip for the
this.
staff.
Of course,
He
Miss
told
Ward,
the
right away.
waiter. We're celebrating tonight. The waiter. His name tag read Elias, scribbled and nodded and disappeared
I ensured
toward the
every
kitchen
detail was
with the
accounted
look
for
of
in the merger
someone
presentation.
who desperately
Very impressive,
wanted
dear.
a smoke break.
Your father and I took notice.
I watched my father tuck the card back into his wallet with a little pat. The way you pat a dog that's performed well. Something was off. I'd grown up watching Dad argue over the price of a muffler. I'd seen him return a shirt because the sale tag was missing. Raymond Ward did not order $520 bottles of
I am
wine.
sorry, sir, but it appears
He
the
did
first
not
card
wave
was
credit
declined.
cards like flags. This was a performance, and it was aimed at me. Look how well we're doing, Elena. Look how little we needed you. Except the car in the parking lot was the same truck from 5 years ago with a dent in the rear quarter panel he had never fixed. And Mom's handbag. The coach purse she'd carried since I was in high school sat on the chair beside
I am
her
not the Bill
with a
and
cracked
never
strap
was,
held
and never
together by a
was.
safety pin. They were performing. I just didn't know the price of admission yet.
What did they do for you in
The
4
small
years?
cut started around the second bottle. Aunt
You
Ruth
always
leaned
have to
across
make
Uncle
everything
Harold and
about
said,
yourself.
"Must be nice running all those fancy restaurants while the rest of us
I read the
clip
dinner plan
coupons."
messages.
She laughed when
All
she
of them.
said it. The way people laugh when they want you to know they're serious.
We can handle the bill later, but right now, I think
Cousin
this
Nora
financial
asked
counselor
if I
can
ever
offer the
felt
real
guilty
help we
living
need.
so well while my parents were
Family
going
takes
through
care
a
of
rough
family.
patch.
Why was I the
I
only
didn't
one
know
who ever
about a
did?
rough patch. Nobody had told me about a rough patch. Ava, without looking up from her phone, added, "She wouldn't know. She hasn't
I
been
truly
around."
appreciate you taking the time to speak with
Each
me tonight,
comment
Elena.
landed
It was
with
no
the
trouble at
precision
all.
of something rehearsed, not scripted exactly, but aligned. The way a choir finds the same note without a conductor. They'd been talking about me, about my absence, my money, my life, and they'd arrived tonight with a shared understanding of the story. Elena left. Elena has plenty. Elena owes. Aunt Ruth delivered the thesis statement. She reached across the table, took my hand like she was comforting me at a funeral, and said, "Family doesn't keep score. Dear."
I'm so
I
sorry, but the
almost
business is
laughed.
completely gone. They're selling the
Family
house.
doesn't
Okay.
keep score?
Okay,
This
I
from a
understand.
woman who once stopped speaking to her own daughter-in-law for 6 months over a Thanksgiving seating arrangement. I didn't laugh. I pulled my hand back gently and picked up my glass. Club soda with lime. The only thing in front of me.
This
The
adjustment
only
here
thing
puts
I'd
us in a
ordered.
much better position for the dinner
The
rush.
contrast was
Understood.
almost funny.
Looks good, Elena.
18 people swimming in seafood and Barolo Riserva, and me with a glass of San Pellegrino sitting at the end of the table, like a designated driver at a bachelor party. Elias, the young waiter, passed behind me, and I caught his eye. "Just the water tonight?" he asked. Quiet. "Just the water," I said. He nodded like he
Look at
understood
her.
something I hadn't said out
She has
loud.
the drive.
Let me tell you about Elias. He was maybe 19 or 20, built thin the way restaurant kids are before they learn to eat between rushes.
The Toast Bar concept
He
is
moved
unique. We
fast,
offer artisanal
but
breads and locally
careful.
sourced toppings. And the
The way
projected
new
ROI for that
servers
model.
do
Have
when
you
the
stress
table is
tested the
too
supplier
big
costs?
And the order
I'm
is
sorry,
too
but the answer is no. I won't
complicated,
co-sign the startup
and
loan.
they know
Then get out of my
one
house.
wrong plate means
There
a
is the
manager
door.
conversation they can't afford.
I keep trying to fix things for
I
Marlene and
recognized
Victor
everything
and even
about
Ava.
him because I'd been him.
But I see now
17 years
I'm
old,
the fixer.
2 tables
Elena,
deep,
this dinner feels like an
learning that the
ambush. I'm
guests who
serious.
snap
They're
their
hiding
fingers
something.
are always the ones
I
who
appreciate
tip
the warning,
least.
Ray. I'll handle it.
He was handling
We're
a
down 3 line
16 top
cooks and the
alone.
freezer just went out. I don't know if we can
Well,
hold service tonight.
Okay,
Almost
get me the
alone.
catering menu and
A
prioritize the
busser
VIP tables.
appeared occasionally to clear plates, but Elias was running every order, every refill, every, excuse me, "Can we get more butter?" from Aunt Ruth, who'd said it 3 times in 20 minutes. He never complained, he never sighed. He refilled my club soda with lime without being asked, and when he set the glass back down, he caught me watching the table with an
Right this way, Miss
expression
Ward.
I probably should
Elena,
have hidden
darling, we were
better.
just laughing about Victor's story.
Long
Come,
night?
sit.
He murmured. I almost
It's
told
such
him
a
the
shame
truth.
Elena couldn't make it.
Instead,
Father looks
I
devastated.
just said,
Ava, darling,
"You're doing
perhaps
great."
another glass of Barolo.
He blinked,
Elena, darling, you made
startled,
it.
like he'd customers could say that.
Hello, Mother.
Then he straightened
Bravo,
up about
brother.
half an inch taller
perfectly
and
executed
moved on
display
to
of
Uncle
talent.
Harold's refill. I watched him go and thought about the version
So I told him
of me
absolutely
that used
not.
to
We
carry
maintain the
4
controlling
plates up her
interest.
forearm
Oh, Victor, you are
and
terrible.
cry in the walk-in freezer on the hard nights.
He's right, though, darling.
That
Your club
girl
soda
had
with
no
lime, Miss
idea
Ward.
she'd end
Thank
up
you,
on the other
Elias.
side of a table like this, sitting across from the family that made her into
Your
a
club
fixer
soda, Miss
and a
Ward.
funder. Being
Making sure you
asked
stay sharp
without
tonight,
being
Elena.
asked to
We
write
have much
one
to
more
discuss.
check.
Of course, Father.
But she'd
Wonderful you could
understand
make
what
it,
I was
Elena,
about
dear.
to do.
We
She'd
hardly see you
understand it
since you started
perfectly.
prioritizing that little
I
job of
excused
yours.
myself to the restroom.
Another bottle
around
of the
40-minute mark.
2018 Barolo
I
Reserva,
needed 2
please.
minutes without
And
Aunt
kindly
Ruth's
charge it to
commentary
this
and
card.
a door I could lock. The
We acquired the
Aurelia
neighboring
room's
estate,
restroom
finally.
was the kind
The
with
paperwork was
cloth
endless.
hand
Oh,
towels and lavender
congratulations,
soap
Father. It's
and a
truly
full-length mirror
spectacular.
that made you
If you'll
look
excuse me for
slightly
a
better
moment,
than you
I'll
felt.
be right back.
Which was a neat trick considering I felt like I was digesting glass. I turned on the faucet, pressed cold water against my wrists, the way you do when you need your heart rate to cooperate with your brain. Then I saw it. A phone on the edge of the marble countertop. Screen
Shall we
still
order the
lit.
lobster and caviar now?
Case covered in
Add the
greasy
white truffle
stickers.
pasta.
Ava's
She's 5
phone.
minutes away.
She
Order
must
everything.
have come in before me and left it when she got distracted. Ava left things everywhere. It was one of the few
And
traits
then he
we
actually
shared.
said that right to the board.
I didn't plan to look.
He really did. The
I
sheer
want
audacity.
to be clear
Oh,
about
Ava,
that.
you always tell the best stories.
But the screen was bright
So,
and the
Ava,
notification
tell us
banner
exactly
at the
what
top
happened with
was
the brunch
from a
bar.
group chat
We were really quite
I'd never
invested.
been added to. And the preview text was
Tell us,
enough
Victor,
to
how
stop
is
my
the
hand
cabinet
mid-reach for the
installation
paper
business
towel.
faring with the new tariffs?
The group was called Dinner Plan. 3 members.
Elena
Mom,
Ward is treating
Dad,
everyone.
Ava. The latest message, sent 4 days ago, was from
So
Mom.
tell us about this new promotion,
The
Elena.
preview showed
Well,
the words
I manage the financials and
still
operations
recite
for
from
5
memory.
of the company's restaurants now.
Don't tell Elena
To a
it's
successful
everyone.
evening, my dear.
She won't
Indeed.
dare.
This torte looks
The message
exquisite.
cut off at the banner's
I can't
edge.
wait to try the panna
My
cotta.
pulse was steady.
Elena.
My hands were dry.
You are
I
taking
picked
care
up
of
the
this.
phone the way I'd pick up a vendor invoice that didn't add up. Not angry, not surprised, just confirming what the numbers already told me. I scrolled up. The full message read, "Don't tell Elena it's everyone. Once she's there with
Excuse
the whole
me, gentlemen.
family watching,
I apologize
she
for the
won't
interruption,
dare
but
say
there's a
no.
slight issue with the
She
reservation
never
for
could
table
handle
7 that
a scene.
requires your attention.
Below it,
I am not the
Dad
host,
had
and I
replied.
will not cover the table.
just make sure she sits at my end. I'll handle the ask.
If you could split the check,
Ava's
I'll just take the club
contribution.
soda, and please add a strong
Timestamp
tip
2
for the
minutes
staff.
later.
Right away, Miss
Order the
Ward.
good stuff before she gets there. Once it's
Thank you
on
very
the
much. I
table,
appreciate that.
she can't exactly
It is absolutely no
send it
problem at
back.
all.
LOL. I kept scrolling. 3 weeks of messages. Mom coordinating RSVPs. Linda's in, Greg's in, Nora says yes, if there's wine. Dad, quieter. Mostly logistical. Parking, reservation time. How to frame the invitation so it sounded casual. Then, the messages that turned my stomach cold. Mom, 10 days ago. The bank called again Thursday. We need to figure out something before June. Dad,
I'm very sorry,
Elena
sir,
can
but it
cover
appears
us
the first
through
card was
winter.
declined.
She's got more than enough. And the one that hit like a bag of gravel dropped from a shelf. Mom again. 8 days ago. It's not asking for money.
Mr. Ward, we have the final
It's
decision
letting her
from the
back
committee.
into the family.
Thank you, Elias.
She should be grateful we're even giving her this chance. Grateful. They wanted me to be grateful for the privilege of being tricked into a 16-person dinner at a restaurant I couldn't have
I am
picked for
not the
myself.
bill and never was.
So I could pay a bill I didn't order to solve a crisis. Nobody
What did they
told me
do for you
about
in 4
a
years?
family that cut me off when I said no the last time.
Everything,
I set Ava's
absolutely
phone back on
everything
the
has to be
counter,
about you, doesn't it,
screen
Elena?
down.
Ava, that
Exactly
is not
where I
fair, and
found
you
it.
know it.
I washed my
Don't
hands.
bother continuing the
I looked
charade.
at myself in that
I've read the
flattering
dinner plan
mirror
messages.
And I thought, I know what you're doing. I know
I brought
what
this pamphlet for a
costs.
financial counselor.
And for the first
I
time
truly
in 15
believe that
years,
addressing the
I'm
root
not
cause
going to
is
pay
better
it.
than just covering the expense tonight.
I stood in that bathroom
Family takes
holding
care
the
of family.
truth in both hands.
Why was
and
I the only one
strangest
who ever
part
did?
was how calm I felt. Not numb, not angry, just clear. The way a kitchen goes quiet right before a dinner rush. Everything
Elena,
in
I just wanted to
position,
thank you again for
nothing
everything you did
wasted,
tonight. It means a
every
lot.
station
Of
ready.
course, Elias. I was
If-
happy to help.
You've ever found out you are loved for what you could provide and not who you are. You know exactly how cold that tile floor felt under my shoes. Stay with me. Subscribe because what I did next, I planned in the time it takes to dry your hands. I walked back to the table with the same expression I wear when a health inspector arrives unannounced: pleasant, unreadable, fully operational. Nobody noticed anything
I'm so
different.
sorry, Elena. The business
Aunt
failed.
Ruth was
Victor
telling
lost
a
everything.
story
We have to
about her
downsize.
neighbor's
God, no.
divorce.
How is he taking it?
Set that
Uncle
down by the
Harold
fireplace,
was
Dad.
working on his third seafood deal.
All right. Feels good to
Ava
finally be
had
here.
reclaimed her phone from the restroom and was scrolling again, oblivious. But I noticed things now that I hadn't before, or hadn't let
So
myself
look
see.
closely at the prep list for the evening.
Mom
We need
kept
to maintain
glancing at
efficiency.
Dad's wallet
Understood,
on the
Elena.
table.
We'll make sure everything
Quick
is ready
little
by
flicks of
5.
her eyes like she was checking a countdown. Dad's laugh was half a beat too loud, the way people laugh when they're nervous and covering it with volume. The wine bottle. The second one was nearly empty, and nobody had suggested slowing down because why would they? They weren't paying. I was paying. That was the whole point of the evening. And every seafood tail, every dry aged tomahawk slider, every pour of that $520 Barolo Reserva was another brick in the wall they were building around me.
That covers the electric, but we're
High
still
enough
short on the
that I
rest.
couldn't climb
and the water
out
shut off
without
notice.
making the scene I'd spent my whole life avoiding. I started
So this is
asking
the vision
questions,
for the daily rise.
casual
We're talking
ones.
artisanal
The kind
toasts, and
you
a projected
ask when you're
ROI on the
catching up
initial
after
capital
4
outlay
years,
assumes what occupancy rate?
and not the kind
I'm sorry,
you ask
but
when
the
you
answer is
already
no.
know the answers.
I will
and
not
you're watching
co-sign the
people
startup loan.
lie. How's the brunch bar?
I always thought it was my
Ava?
job to make everyone okay.
Ava's wine
To
glass
fix the
paused
silence
halfway
or
to
the
her
tension.
mouth.
I see now
Oh.
that's the pattern.
I'm telling you,
We closed.
this dinner is an
Margaret
ambush.
just wasn't
They
there.
are waiting for you.
She said it fast, like pulling off a bandage she'd
We're
rehearsed
3 people down
removing.
and the critics are here tonight.
That's too
I can't
bad.
guarantee service.
How long
I understand
did it
the
last?
pressure, Jonah, but we have to
11
manage.
months.
Find a way.
Mom jumped in before the silence could settle. Ava's exploring other options. She has so many talents. I nodded. Then I turned to Dad. How's the cabinet installation business? Dad? Still doing the commercial bills? Dad's jaw tightened for half a second. A Dell I'd catalogued before I was old enough to drive. Between projects right now, economy's been tough.
If you'll
You
follow
know
me,
how
here
it
is your
is.
table.
I
Thank you.
did know how it was.
Elena,
I
darling,
knew
we were
because
just sharing
I
the most
read
marvelous story
the
about
bank
Ava.
called again Thursday
She should be
on
here.
his wife's phone 10 minutes ago.
Victor,
And because
darling,
the dent in his
don't
truck
spoil
was
the
still
evening.
there. And because the man who'd ordered 2 rounds of seafood and the $520 bottle of wine was sitting across from me performing Solvency the way a urged O. Community theatre actor performed Shakespeare. Loud, committed,
Oh, that
and
is wonderful
entirely
news,
unconvincing
darling.
to anyone
We
who's
truly
seen the
are
real
so
thing.
proud of you.
I just nodded
best
and
year
let them
yet.
keep talking.
I'll just have the club soda
People
with
tell
lime,
you
thank you.
everything
Certainly,
when
madam.
they think you're the bank. They told me about the kitchen renovation they'd put on hold, about the vacation they decided to skip this year, about how things have been a little tight.
It's so wonderful you could join
But
us,
nothing we
Elena.
can't
We
handle.
hardly see you since you got so
Every
busy
sentence
with
was a window
whatever it is
into
you
a
do.
house I could now see was
We'll
on
require
fire.
another bottle of the
And they were all
2018
standing on the
Barolo
lawn
Reserva,
pretending the
Elias.
smoke was barbecue.
Charge it to the card.
The pressure started building the way it always does in my family. Not with a direct question, but with a current.
Excuse me for a
Little
moment.
comments that pushed in the same direction, casual enough to deny, coordinated enough to corner. Aunt Ruth sighed and said, "It must be so rewarding doing well for yourself like that. Some of us aren't so lucky." Cousin Cole, who I hadn't spoken to since Obama's second term, chimed in with, "Yeah, Elena, you really landed on your feet.
Order the lobster.
That's
She can
awesome."
Yes, the 09
Even
widely.
Uncle Harold,
Getting the Wagyu
who
too. She
normally
won't mind.
communicates exclusively through sports metaphors, managed a "You hit a home run out there, kid." Each compliment was a brick. Each brick
Well,
pointed the
Elena,
same
you
way.
certainly know how to
You
make an
have
entrance.
money. We see it.
We
And
were
we're
just
reminding
celebrating
you
your
in front
latest
of
success.
witnesses.
Ava,
Mom
about the
orchestrated
failed
from the
brunch
center
bar.
of the O.
Can you walk us through
Table
what
like
went
a
wrong?
conductor who'd memorized the score. A nod to Linda.
Tell me, how
a
is the
smile
cabinet
at
installation
Cole,
business faring
a
these
gentle
days?
hand on Dad's arm when he started to speak too soon.
Elena
She was
Ward is
good.
treating everyone.
She'd always been good. I used to think my mother was just a warm person who liked hosting.
I now manage the
Now I
financials and
understood she
operations
was
for
a
5
project
of the
manager
company's
with a
restaurants.
20-year track record, and her biggest deliverable was sitting at the end of the table drinking club soda with lime. The dessert menus arrived. Aunt
Elena,
Ruth ordered
you
pistachio
are
panna
taking care
cotta
of this.
without looking at the price. Ava asked for the dark chocolate torta, which required a 20-minute lead time, which meant she'd ordered it before I sat down. Of course she had. They were running up the tab the way you run up a tab when someone else is
Elias,
paying.
Marcus,
Without a
I
ceiling,
hope I'm not interrupting. There's
without
been a
guilt,
development we should address
without
immediately.
a single glance
ahead,
at the
Elena.
column on the right side of the menu.
So you'll be taking care of the table
My
then?
club soda
I
with
am
lime
not the
was
host,
down
Marcus,
to the
and I
ice.
will not be covering the
Ava
table.
was the one who cracked the surface.
Could we please split just the club
Snorts.
soda onto a separate
She'd
bill?
had 3
And I'd like
glasses
to
of
add a
the Barolo
significant tip for
Riserva
the
by
staff.
then. Enough to sand down whatever filter she normally kept between her brain and her mouth, which was never especially thick to begin with. She leaned across the table, glass in hand, and grinned at me like we were sharing a joke. Relax, big sister. It's just dinner. You can afford it. I set my water down. Afford what? This. She gestured at the table, the platters, the wine, the 18 place settings, the pistachio panna cotta and dark chocolate torta currently being prepared by a kitchen that had no
I'm very
idea
sorry,
it
sir,
was
but it appears
catering
the
a
card was
shakedown.
declined.
We
Do you
ordered
have
the
an
good stuff
alternative
since
payment
you're
method?
treating. She said it so casually. Since you're treating? Like it had been settled in a meeting I wasn't invited to, which of course it had been. The table went quiet for about 3 seconds, which doesn't sound long until you're the one sitting in it. Mom shot Ava a look that said, "Too early." And Ava shrugged
I am
like
not
she'd
the bill,
bumped a vase
and
she
never
didn't
was.
plan to pick up. Uncle Harold studied his seafood.
What exactly did we do for you
Aunt
these
Ruth
past
suddenly
4
found
years?
her napkin fascinating. Dad cleared his throat. The silence lasted long
You
enough
are
for
making
Elias
everything
to arrive
about
with a fresh
yourself,
bottle
Elena.
of club soda with lime and place it beside my glass.
By the way, I read the
And
dinner
for me
plan
to
messages.
realize 2 things. First, that Elias was the only person at this table
Instead
who
of
had
paying the
poured
bill,
me
I've
something
arranged for a financial
without expecting
counselor.
anything in return.
They can offer real help moving forward.
And second, that
Family
Ava
takes
had
care of
just
family.
confirmed out loud what every single
Why was I
person
the
in this
only one
room
who ever
already
did?
knew. I was the mark. This whole dinner was a heist, and every seafood tale was evidence. What happened next was an accident, and I
can't
almost
thank you
felt
enough for
bad
tonight,
for
Elena.
cousin Nora when it
It
landed.
means a great deal.
She was
I know you
trying
mean
to
that.
make conversation, genuinely, I think, because Nora was the one family member who'd sent me a birthday text during year 2 of the silence. A short thinking of you that I'd never replied to and still felt guilty about. So,
Your sister
Elena,
always knows what is best for the
Mom
business,
said you
Elena.
got a big promotion.
Don't look so surprised. It's
Something
just
about
good
running a
management.
bunch of restaurants now? I kept it simple. Regional Operations Director, 4 locations. Nora nodded, impressed. That's amazing. Like, you're in charge of all of them? Staffing, vendors, compliance, financials. Everything from the loading dock to the check. I said it the way I'd say it in a meeting. Factual, no polish. But the word financials landed on that table like a rock through a window. Aunt Ruth's fork stopped. Uncle Harold looked up from his plate
As
for
you
the
can
first
see, I've
time
made some
in 10
adjustments to the
minutes.
weekend rotation.
Ava's scrolling
that
thumb
puts you on the morning
froze.
shift.
Even
I noticed
Dad
the change.
shifted in his chair, re-waiting, recalculating. They knew I was successful. They'd built their entire evening around the assumption that I was successful enough to pay. But hearing it, the scope, the authority, the specificity of what I actually did was different from assuming it. They'd pictured me as a well paid waitress who'd gotten lucky. They hadn't pictured someone who could read a P&L statement faster than they could read a menu, who managed vendor contracts worth more than their house, who knew exactly, down to the cent, what 16 seafood towers and 2 bottles of oil.
The concept is modern, focusing on locally
Barolo,
sourced ingredients and a
Reserva,
vibrant atmosphere.
Barolo.
What is the projected
Reserva,
ROI in
cost
the first?
before the
I
check
understand the
ever
risk,
arrived.
but I can't
The
co-sign the
table
loan.
recalibrated.
Then there is the
I
door,
could feel
Elena.
it happening.
Get out.
Like a change in barometric pressure.
I always thought it
The
was my
power
job to
hadn't
fix
shifted
things,
yet,
to make
but it
everyone
had
happy.
loosened.
It's the fixer pattern.
Dad waited until dessert.
And how does naming
He
it
was
feel?
strategic about it.
Elena,
I'll
you
give
need
him
to
that.
listen.
The
I'm telling
souffle
you,
had
this dinner
arrived.
feels like an
The
ambush.
pistachio panna cotta was cracked, and the second
We can't
bottle
maintain
of
this pace
Barolo
much longer.
Reserva was
The plating is
upside
falling
down
behind.
I see
in
that.
the ice bucket.
Let's adjust the timing on the mains immediately.
The table was warm and full and slow with sugar and wine, and every face was soft with the particular satisfaction that
She finally
comes
made
from
it.
a meal you didn't
Right
pay
on
for
time.
and don't intend to.
I told you she wouldn't
Dad
miss
set
this.
down his fork. He folded his hands on the edge of the table, a gesture I'd seen him make before signing contracts, before delivering speeches at Thanksgiving, before telling me at 23 that he needed a co-signer just this
Elena,
once.
there you are. We were just talking about you.
He
Come,
looked
sit
at
down.
me,
Mother.
not unkindly,
Father.
not cruelly, with
Ava.
a particular expression of a man
It's
who
lovely to
believes
see you
he's
finally
being
join us,
reasonable.
Elena.
Elena,
The merger went through this
He
morning,
smiled.
Father.
you're
A
paying,
remarkable achievement.
right? You owe us that much. 5 words. You owe us that much. 18 people heard them. Elias, refilling Aunt Ruth's coffee behind me, heard them. The couple at the next table, pretending not to listen, heard them. My mother nodded. My sister smirked. My aunt reached for
I'll just have a
another
club
pack
soda
of
with
butter
lime,
like
please.
the matter
Certainly,
was
right away.
settled.
Thank you.
You owe us. 3 years of silence, and not one person at that table had said they were sorry or that they'd been wrong or that they'd missed me for any reason other than my credit limit.
My dear
You
Elena,
owe us
it's
that much.
wonderful to see you.
I looked
You
at
must
my
be
father
terribly
across the
busy if
table,
this is the
covered
only
in
time you
wreckage
have
of
for
a
us.
meal I hadn't ordered.
We will require another
Surrounded
bottle
by
of
a
the
family I hadn't
2018
been told
Barolo
was coming.
Reserva, if you please.
Holding up a
And this one is on
glass
me.
of water I'd poured myself.
Darling,
and
are
I
you
felt
enjoying the
something I hadn't
Cabernet?
expected.
It's from the Napa trip
Relief.
last month.
Because the decision I'd been afraid to make
Excuse me
had
for a
just
moment.
been made for me. I didn't answer right away. I've learned that silence does more work than words in a room full of people who are used to being agreed with. 3 seconds. 5. The kind of silence that makes a table of 18 people shift in their chairs and reach for their water glasses and suddenly remember they have something interesting to look at on the wall behind you. For 15 years, I'd paid so no one would make a scene. I'd picked up every check, co-signed every loan, covered every deposit and every dental bill and every florist invoice. Because the cost of saying no
Elena,
was a
I just
room
wanted to thank you
exactly
again
like
for
this
everything.
one.
It means a lot.
Full of staring,
course, Elias.
expecting faces,
I'm glad I could help.
full of the unspoken understanding that Elena's love was measured in dollars and Elena's silence was purchased with compliance. 15 years, thousands of dollars, and the price of admission to my own family had just been announced to the room at roughly $80 a plate, plus wine, plus seafood, plus the particular tax that comes with being the child they only call when something needs funding. I looked at my father's hands, still folded, still steady. I looked at my mother's eyes, still warm, still performing. I looked at Ava, who was already scrolling again, because as far as she was concerned,
Careful with that
this
side,
was
Victor.
decided.
I know what I'm doing, Marlene.
I looked
Where
at
should we set it?
Elias, standing by the service station, watching with the careful attention of a young man who knows something important is happening
Okay,
at his
so
table,
Ava is on nights for the next
but
2 weeks.
isn't sure
Victor,
what.
your shift remains the same.
Then I looked at
Any
my
questions
club
on the new
soda
rotation?
with lime, half full, catching the candlelight like a small, quiet promise I'd made to myself. I put my napkin on the table. I smiled. Let me go take care of things, I said, and stood up. Mom exhaled. Aunt Ruth patted her chest. Dad unfolded his hands. Every single one of them thought, here's the thing. 15 years behind a host stand teaches you. The person who
I need those
controls
plates
the
cleared
check
now. Let's
controls
go.
the room. My
2
family
steaks for
thought they
table 7.
controlled it. They'd set the
That's
table,
disappointing.
chosen the restaurant,
It was a
ordered
slow
the
night,
menu,
Mother.
assembled the audience, and delivered the demand. They
This
had
pistachio
18
is
people,
absolutely superb.
2
Isn't
bottles
it?
of
You
wine,
always pick the best places,
and 4
darling.
years
I prefer
of
the
built-up
torte
pressure
myself.
on their side.
Richer.
I had 2
Elena,
sentences and a waiter
You are
named
taking care of
Elias.
this.
If a quiet boundary has ever changed your whole life, if you've ever walked into a room where everyone expected you to fold and you didn't, hit subscribe. You'll want to see how this one lands. I didn't walk toward the front register.
I
walked
understand your
toward the service
reservations, but this
station at
affects the
back of
entire
dining
family.
room, where
We need to
Elias
find
was
common ground
organizing
before the
check
board meeting
presenters,
tomorrow.
and a floor manager
I am not
named
the
Marcus
host,
was
Marcus, and
reviewing
I
a
will not
ticket.
be covering the table.
Marcus wore the standard uniform, black shirt, black tie.
I'd like to split just my club soda,
earpiece,
and please add a generous tip
and
for
he
the staff.
had the look
Of
of,
course.
a man who'd
Right away.
been in the industry long enough to handle
Here you go.
whatever
Thank you
walked
again.
up to
You're
him.
welcome.
I walked up to him. Excuse me. Marcus, he
The terms are non-negotiable,
Turned.
Marlene.
professional smile.
Look who finally decided to join
How
us.
can I help?
Did you finalize the
I kept my
details?
voice low, not dramatic, not conspiratorial, just the volume you use in the industry when you're handling something that doesn't need the dining room's attention. Elias was beside him, listening, eyes alert, tray balanced on his hip. Both of them looked at me, the way restaurant professionals look at someone who
The
speaks
first
the
card was
language
declined, sir.
with immediate, precise attention. I said 2 sentences. I'm not the host and I won't be covering this table tonight. Please bring the full check to the gentleman at the head of the table, the one whose card is already on file for the reservation. Marcus blinked once,
You can't just
He
walk away
glanced
from
at
this, Elena.
Elias.
We need you.
then back at me. And the second thing,
My decision is
split
final,
off
Father.
just my club soda with
I
lime
am not the
onto a
bill
separate
and never
check
was.
and add 30% to mine for your team. You've earned it tonight. Elias's eyes widened slightly.
her in 4 years?
Marcus looked at me for 3 full seconds.
You have to make
reading the
everything about
situation the
yourself,
way a
Elena.
good floor manager
Everything.
reads every situation.
Ava,
Fast,
that is not fair.
thorough, without judgment.
Don't worry about the
Then
dinner plans.
he nodded.
I've already seen the
Done.
messages.
That was it. No argument, no hesitation.
I
No,
understand the situation is
are you sure,
difficult,
ma'am?
but writing this check
Because
won't solve the
Marcus had
underlying
been doing
issues.
this long enough
I've arranged
to
for a
know
financial
what
counselor to
redirect
help.
looked like.
Family takes
And
care of
Elias
family.
had been
Why was
watching that
I the
table
only
long
one who
enough
ever did?
to understand why one was needed. I paid my check on the spot. 1 club soda with lime, 2 refills, plus a 30% tip that would be the largest
Thank you, Elena.
Elias had
That really means a
received
lot
in
to
a
me.
month.
Of course, Elias.
Marcus ran
I'm
my
glad I could
card,
help.
handed me the receipt, and said quietly, I'll present the table's check in about 10 minutes once the dessert course clears. Perfect. I walked back to the table, sat down, picked up my water, and took a slow sip. Ava was arguing with cousin Cole about a reality show. Aunt Ruth was telling Uncle Harold about her neighbor's fence dispute. Mom was watching me with the careful attention of someone who thinks the check has been handled. Dad was leaning back, arms crossed, satisfied.
It's
18
official.
people eating dessert,
Victor's business
drinking the
completely
last
failed.
of a $520
They're downsizing,
bottle
Elena.
of wine,
They lost the
waiting for a
house.
bill they had
There we
no
are.
intention
Fits
of
perfectly.
seeing.
Yes, it does.
I
Though
set
I'm not
my
sure where
glass
the sofa
down
will go.
and waited
We'll
with
make room, Mother.
them. Those 10 minutes were the most peaceful of my evening. The table didn't know it yet, but the meal was over in every
I've
way
adjusted
that
the rotation
mattered.
for the guard manger
The
station.
food was
Make sure you
eaten,
confirm your
the
shifts on the
wine
tablet
was
by
gone,
tonight.
Yes,
the
Chef.
ask
Understood.
had been made, and the answer had already been delivered in a language none of them spoke. I sat at my end and listened to my family talk. Aunt Ruth complained about the cost of mulch. Uncle Harold told a fishing story that had no ending. Ava took a selfie with the sweet play remnants. Mom laughed at something cousin Nora said. A real laugh. The kind that crinkled her eyes and made her sound for exactly 3 seconds.
Could we please
like
split just the
woman
club
who
soda
used
from
to
the main
sing
bill?
Carole King
And
in the
please add a
kitchen.
generous tip for the staff.
I
Of course,
almost
Miss
felt
Ward. Right
something.
away.
Almost. But then I looked at Dad, who was checking his phone under the table with the tight-jawed focus of a man
I ensured
waiting
every
for a
detail was accounted for in the
text
merger
he didn't
presentation.
want to receive.
Very impressive, dear.
And I remembered
father
the
and I
message
took
I'd
notice.
read on Ava's phone. Elena can cover us through winter. She's got more than enough. My club soda with lime caught the candlelight again. I watched the bubbles rise and pop, one by one, each one a tiny implosion that nobody noticed. I thought about 17-year-old Elena in her apron,
I am sorry, sir,
carrying 4
but it appears
plates
the
of
first card was
forearms,
declined.
learning to smile through the burning in her shoulders. That girl would have paid. That girl would have pulled out her card and covered the whole table and called it love and gone home and cried in the shower and never told anyone. I wasn't that girl anymore. Elias appeared at the edge of the alcove, and I knew, before he took his first step,
I am not the bill and
exactly
never
whose
was.
chair he was
and
walking
never
toward.
was.
Elias placed the check presenter, leather-bound, embossed with the Aurelia Rooms logo.
What did they do for you in 4
directly in front
years?
of my father, not in the center of the table.
You always
Not
have to
near
make
me.
everything
In
about
front of Raymond
yourself.
Ward, the man who'd made the reservation, whose card was
I read
on
the dinner
file,
plan messages.
who told the table
All
to
of
put
them.
it all on this 2 hours ago. The table.
We can handle the bill
Conversation
later,
died
but
like
right
a
now,
candle in
I
a
think
draught.
this financial counselor
Dad
can offer
stared
the
at
real
leather
help we
folio
need.
for 2 seconds. I
Family
could see
takes
him
care of
processing.
family. Why was I the
check
only
was
one who
supposed
ever
to go
did?
to Elena. The check was supposed to go to Elena. The check is in front of me. Mom's eyes went wide. She looked at me, then at the check.
I truly appreciate
Then
you
at
taking
me
the time
again.
to speak with me tonight,
And for
Elena.
the first time
It was no
all
trouble
night,
at all.
her composure cracked enough to show the math running behind it. Elena. She started. Dad recovered first. He was good at recovering. He'd spent 64 years never admitting he was caught off guard. He picked up the check presenter, opened it with a casual flick, and did not look at the total. He couldn't look at the total. If he looked at the total in front of 18 people, the performance would end. I've got it, he said, pulling his credit card from his wallet with the same 2-finger flourish he'd used earlier.
I'm so sorry, but the business is completely gone. They're selling the
Snorts.
house.
Okay.
He handed the
Okay, I
card to
understand.
Elias without breaking eye contact with me. We're celebrating, remember? Elias took the card. I'll be right back, sir. He said it gently, the way you say things when you know what's about to happen and the person you're talking to doesn't.
This adjustment here puts us in a
Dad
much
leaned
better
back,
position for the dinner
crossed
rush.
his arms,
Understood.
smiled
Looks
at
good,
me
Elena.
with the full confidence of a man who believed his card would save him. Elias came back in 4 minutes. He stood beside my father's chair. He leaned down and said, at a volume designed to be discreet, but heard by a table that had gone silent enough to hear ice melt, "I'm sorry, sir. The card has been declined."
I'm very sorry, sir.
Nobody moved.
But it appears the first
Dad's
card was
smile
declined.
held for one more second. A reflex, like a light that stays on after you flip the switch. Then it went out. "Run it again."
Mr. Ward, we have
he
the
said.
final decision from the committee.
Elias nodded.
Thank you, Elias.
He disappeared. He came back in 2 minutes. Same lean, same gentle voice. "I'm sorry, sir. It's still not going through. Would you like to try another card?" Dad reached for his wallet.
I am not the
His
bill
fingers
and never
moved through the
was.
slots. One card, then another, then a third.
What did they do for
He
you in
pulled from
4
behind
years?
his driver's license like a last bullet in a chamber he'd forgotten he loaded.
Everything, absolutely everything
handed
has
it
to be
to
about you,
Elias.
doesn't it, Elena? Ava,
The table was
that is
silent.
not fair, and you know it.
18 people, no
Don't
forks
bother
moving,
continuing the charade.
no wine being poured,
I've read the dinner plan
no
messages.
laughter, just the sound of Raymond Ward's 64
I brought
years
this pamphlet
of
for a
pride
financial
compressing
counselor.
into a wallet
I
he
truly
couldn't
believe
close
that
fast
addressing the
enough.
root cause is better than just
Elias
covering the
came back a
expense
third
tonight.
time.
Family
He
takes
didn't
care
need
of
to
family.
speak. His
Why
face
was I
said
the
it.
only one who ever did?
Dad looked at Elias. Then he looked at me. Not with anger. Not yet. With the raw, unguarded expression of a man who has just
Elena, I just
realized
wanted to
in
thank
front
you
of
again
every
for everything
person
you
he
did tonight.
matters.
It means a lot.
To
Of course,
him,
Elias.
that
I was
the
happy to
net
help.
he'd been counting on was gone, and the ground was exactly as hard as he'd always feared. He looked at me, the way you look at a lifeboat that's pulling away from the ship. I picked up my club soda with lime, took a sip, set it down. I am not the bill. I never was. Dad's chair scraped back against the hardwood with a sound like tearing paper. "Elena." His voice was low, controlled, shaking at the
I'm
edges.
so sorry, Elena. The
What did you
business
do?
failed. Victor lost
I didn't do
everything. We have to
anything.
downsize.
"Dad."
Oh, God,
Your
no.
card
How is
was
he taking
declined.
it?
Well,
"That's between
Elena,
you
you
and your
certainly
bank.
know how to make an entrance.
You were supposed to." He stopped himself.
We were just celebrating
but
your
not
latest
fast enough.
success.
Ava,
The sentence
about
hung
the
in
failed
the air,
brunch bar.
unfinished.
Can you walk us through what
visible
went
to
wrong?
everyone. "You were supposed to pay."
Tell
Mom
me,
started
how is the
crying.
cabinet installation
Not
business
the
faring
quiet
these days?
kind, the performative kind, the kind with gasps.
Elena Ward
and
is treating
dabbing,
everyone.
and enough volume to recruit sympathy from adjacent tables.
I now
After
manage the
everything we've done
financials and
for you,
operations for
after
5
I
of the
carried
company's
you,
restaurants.
How could you sit there? And what did you do for me? Mom? My voice was level. I didn't raise it. I didn't lean forward. I stayed
Elena,
in my chair with my
you
hands
are taking
around my
care of
water
this.
glass. Tell me, in front of everyone, what did you do for me in the last 4 years? Ava slammed her hand on the table. This is so typical. You always have to make everything about you. And Ruth reached for my arm. "Elena." "Dear,
Elias, Marcus.
your father is clearly
I hope I'm not
embarrassed.
interrupting. There's been a
Can't you
development
just,
we should address immediately.
No,
Go ahead, Elena.
one word. I said it the
So
way
you'll be
I'd
taking
say
care
it
of the
to a
table then?
vendor who tried to
I
short
am
my
not the
invoice.
host, Marcus,
Clear,
and I will not be
final,
covering the table.
And without apology.
Could
Then
we
Dad
please
broke.
split just the club soda
Not
onto a
with
separate
anger
bill?
this time,
And I'd like to add
with
a
something
significant
worse.
tip for the staff.
His voice dropped, and for one moment, one terrible, honest moment, he sounded like a man standing in a house with the lights turned off. "Elena, please. We're drowning." I saw him. I saw the scared man behind the performance. The father who'd lost his business and his pride and couldn't say it out loud until his credit card said it for him. I saw him, and I ached. Then he added, and you'd let us? And the ache stopped because even drowning, he was still reaching for my wallet.
I'm very sorry,
instead
sir,
of my
but it
hand.
appears the card was declined.
I stood up.
Do you have an alternative
Not fast,
payment method?
Not dramatic. The way you stand when you've made your decision and you don't need the room's permission to leave. Dad, I'm sorry you're struggling. I mean that. But this I gestured at the table, the empty platters, the upside-down wine bottles, the 18 faces watching me like I was the villain in a story they'd rehearsed all week.
I
This
am
isn't
not the
asking
bill,
for help.
and never
This
was.
is a trap. You didn't invite me to make amends. You invited
What exactly
me
did we
to
do
make a
for you these
payment.
past 4 years?
Mom's crying shifted into something harder. That's not fair.
You are making
Elena,
everything about
I just
yourself,
wanted you
Elena.
back. You wanted me back for what I could cover.
By the way, I read the dinner
Mom,
plan messages.
I read the messages. She can cover us through winter. The table went white.
Instead of paying the
Ava's
bill,
face
I've
drained.
arranged for a
Mom's
financial
hand
counselor.
flew to her mouth.
They can offer
Dad
real
looked
help
at the
moving
tablecloth.
forward.
If you need help,
Family
real
takes
help,
care of family.
I will sit down with you and a
Why was
financial
I the only
counselor,
one who ever
and
did?
we will figure out a plan. No tricks, no audience, no seafood. But I'm not paying this bill. I didn't order it. I wasn't told
I
about
can't thank
it.
you enough for tonight,
And
Elena.
I don't owe it to you.
It means a great
I am
deal.
not the bill.
I know you
I
mean
never
that.
was. Nobody spoke. I picked up my purse. I looked at my mother. And I said the last thing I would say to her at that table. You always told me family takes care of family. So why was I the
Your
only
sister
one who
always
ever did?
knows what is best for the business,
Then
Elena.
I walked toward the
Don't
door.
look so surprised.
Past
It's
the
just good
buzzer,
management.
Past the hostess, past the heavy glass doors with the brass handles. Elias caught me near a coat check. Ma'am? He was holding my receipt. Thank you. He said, quiet, sincere. I touched his shoulder. You're doing great, I told him again. Then I walked out. The parking lot was quiet. Friday evening, warm air, cicadas starting up in the landscape trees that made the Aurelia room look like it belonged somewhere more important than a strip mall. I sat in my car with
As
the
you can see,
engine
I've made
off
some
and
adjustments to the
window
weekend
down
rotation.
and read the sticky
Ava,
note still
that puts you on
pressed
the
to
morning
my
shift.
steering wheel.
I noticed the change.
One dinner, one boundary, then home, one dinner. I pulled my phone from my purse and
Let's
opened the
splurge
family
before
group
Elena gets
chat.
here.
Yes, the
The
lobster
messages
especially.
were already
We deserve
flooding
it.
me.
Order now.
Mom,
She's leaving soon.
Aunt Ruth, Ava, cousins I hadn't heard from in years, all of them type in at once. A cascade of exclamation
happiest
points
couple I
and
know.
accusations, and the particular
Cheers.
kind of fury that
Oh, Victor,
only
you
comes
always
from
say the
people who've
sweetest
been
things.
caught.
I was
I
hoping you
didn't
could
read
clarify
them.
what happened with the
I
brunch
scrolled
bar,
to the
Ava.
bottom,
I'm
tapped
sure it's
leave
nothing.
group, and watched the notification confirm it.
So, Victor,
Elena has left
how
the
is
chat.
the cabinet installation
set the
business
phone
doing
on
these
the
days?
Passenger seat. I started
Elena
the engine,
Ward is treating
and I
everyone.
drove home in the same silence I'd driven there. Except this time, the silence wasn't nervous.
So tell
It
us
was
about the
mine.
promotion, Elena. What exactly do you do
Aftermath
now?
was quieter
I manage
than
the
I
financials
expected.
and operations for
No
5
one
of the
called that
company's
night.
restaurants.
The
Or
torte
the
looks
next day.
exquisite.
Or the day
We
after
simply
that.
had to try both, darling.
The
And the
group
red
chat
complements the
I'd
chocolate
left continued
perfectly.
without me.
You are
I
taking
know
care of
because
this.
cousin Nora, the one who'd sent the birthday text, reached out separately a week later. I just wanted you to know, she wrote. That was the most honest thing anyone's done at a family dinner in 20 years. I'm sorry I was part of it. Nora was the only one who apologized.
Gentlemen, thank you for
3
meeting on
weeks
such
later,
short notice. We need to
Ava
discuss the
texted.
revised terms before the
Not to
merger.
apologize.
Of course, Elena. What are your
To
concerns?
ask if I could lend her
I am not
first
the host,
last
and I will
month's
not
rent
cover
for a
the
new
table.
apartment. I replied with the name of a financial counseling service and
If you could
wished
please
her well.
split just the club soda onto
She
my
didn't
card
respond.
and add a strong tip for the
Through
staff.
Nora,
Of course, right
I
away.
learned the rest in pieces over the following months.
Thank you.
We appreciate your business. Have a good
Dad's
day.
cabinet installation business had folded 18 months before the dinner. Bad
The
bets
merger is
on
proceeding
two commercial
exactly as
projects
planned,
that
Marlene.
went sideways.
Yes, but we must consider
Mom
the
had
tax
been covering
implications of the new
minimums
fiscal
on
year.
4 credit cards with a private lender balance that was now maxed. The house went on the market in August. They moved to a smaller rental in a town 30 minutes south. Ava took a job at a dentist's office, answering phones. None of it was what I wanted for them. All of it was the consequence of choices they'd made long before I
Excuse
walked
me,
into
Mr.
the
Ward.
Aurelia room.
It seems the first
And
card
none
was
of it
declined.
was mine to fix. I did what I'd promised at the table. I called Dad 6 weeks later and offered to sit with him and a financial counselor. He hung up. I haven't called again, but the offer still stands. I learned that the most expensive thing you can buy is other people's comfort with your silence. And the night I stopped paying for it was the night I finally
I
got
am not
rich.
the bill and
That's
never
my story.
was.
18 seats, 1 glass of water,
What did we
and
do
a
for you
credit
in 4
card
years?
that told the truth nobody else would. If you've ever been the family bank,
You
hear
always
me.
do this, Elena.
Helping
You
is
make
a choice,
everything about yourself.
not a debt. And a boundary doesn't have to be
I wanna
loud
be
to be
upfront.
unbreakable.
I read
Share
the dinner
this
plan
with
messages.
someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment, hit subscribe,
We won't be paying the
and
bill
I'll see you
tonight.
in the next one.